be filming, as they say. It's really time to be at the garden. In my opinion, you see a lot of beautiful flowers this time, and it makes them even look better about this time. And the magic hour, about time the sun sets, sun rises, you can capture real good footage. And usually, I don't know, I sometimes see people trying to get photography out here during times that are not optimal. And kind of feel like those are amateur photographers trying to make a professional living. And maybe they are amateurs, but if they were professional, they'd probably be out here during this time to try to capture the magic hour photography. There's a lot of real nice things to be able to see and enjoy. So, just walking the dogs around here. There's a sign of the activities. I think that's already past that plant sale, and I don't know if that's this year's Herb Festival, but that's coming up just right around the corner in June. And there's a little map of the walking trail. And if you ain't ever been to the Cane Garden, it was like, I think, the tourist award-winning garden in 2011. And you can get little tree identification maps and find out what the trees are and aren't. And you can see a lot of beautiful scenery here. I don't know why they have this phallic symbol up though. That's kind of confuses me. Like, why did they put this phallic symbol up? Just don't know. Let's go down this. It's not a yellow brick road. It's a little red brick road. Go down this red brick road and see where it leads on this mysterious mystery journey going on. See what this says. They put these little stories up here for people to read. Something about a moon, I guess. But a lot of people are getting hyped up about this hantavirus, and a lot of mysteries about that, and a lot of people are thinking this cruise guy was filming his adventures on this cruise ship, and supposedly they had this hantavirus, and a lot of people are just realizing it's another scam. And basically this current administration, they're just full of scams, aren't they? And just it seems like that's what Trump and his minions are up to. So I just putting that out there. But a lot of beautiful flowers. I don't know what those are, but those are kind of neat, huh? Pretty. Just another one. Pretty. Real pretty. Like flowers. You can see some beautiful ones out here. The only thing I don't really appreciate about out here, they use a lot of chemicals, and they don't really add to the topsoil much, and sometimes it's like they don't really have it out here, and just sometimes it's like they do a lot of things that just don't really, in my opinion, they're not very common sense. But yeah, we've been coming out here for years, and I don't know if you ever heard the story about Cane Garden, how it came about. This woman, her dad was a city developer or something like that, and worked for the city and helped build up a lot of Punk City in the heyday when there was a lot of money flowing through the city. And excuse me, he made a lot of money doing that, and then she I think she became a fashion designer in New York City, and she made a lot of money doing that, and toward the end of her life in the 70s, she left about almost $1 million in this 10-acre lot on Grand and 14th Street in Punk City. She left this 10-acre lot. It's about $1 million in a trust fund to keep this garden maintained. And basically it's just private individuals using their money to help people. Just a little history lesson about this little garden. And again, there's like, I think there's almost like 100 different trees. I ain't been to this botanical garden. It's definitely worth a visit. But again, if you're real sensitive to chemicals, sometimes that's why, again, I don't care for this garden, because they use a lot of chemicals. And again, they need to add more topsoil, and there's just a whole bunch of things they could be doing better at this garden. But they do some things all right. Pretty trees. And if you like this content, like, comment, share, and do me a favor on that. Thank you. And just showing you this little path, and dogs and me walk this path probably a million times, but they like the activity. And I don't know if you've seen those lightning bugs. Some of those lightning bugs this time of year, pretty. So I guess those are kind of like pollinators too, in a way. And so you'll see these pretty little pollinators, and sometimes people will have weddings out here, other little events, reunions, little parties, little get-togethers. I don't know how much they charge to rent this place out. I don't really think you have to pay anything, really, as long as nobody's using it. I think you can pretty much just have your events, and kind of like first come, first go basis. And definitely it's a lot of nice little things, like they got a nice little patio here. I don't know how many homeless people I found sleeping in that window, and sometimes Punk City has a real bad issue with that, like having people with houses. They were 3D printing in a house, so I don't know if gotta take the robots again taking over, and eventually like probably Terminator situation, Wally, Matrix. But yeah, I found a lot of people just taking a nap in there, and if the police catch them doing that, they'll beat them up and throw them in jail. But you know, I don't do that. But I kind of think it's kind of wrong they do that they just beat up somebody for occupying some space. And it's like, this land's your land, this land's my land. So, but a lot of the police, they don't believe that. They believe that, get off this land or we'll beat the crap out of you. And just what it is. So a lot of police violence in Punk City, and these police in Punk City are not afraid to show violence. And again, just look at that pretty tree. These pretty trees are just really pretty this time of year. That one sugar maple, around November, October, if you get out here around that time, the leaves turn red, and it's pretty, man. Got some photography of it one year, and just a beautiful tree. And I guess my dogs smell something over here. A lot of dogs come through this area, and they mark their territory. And a lot of dogs, they probably like to look at the beautiful scenery and all the nice time of year. And again, the herb festival's coming up in June, and full of people. I think some years they say it's like 6,000 to 10,000 people show up for that event. So throughout that day, so just a lot of people from all over showing up, and it's just something that we see. And sometimes Punk City can kind of be rather drab in some people's view, and yeah, it's sometimes boring. There's a lot of like night activities, and places have shut down, and the bars, like a lot of places down in town, I definitely wouldn't recommend them. And a lot of jerks run these bars and these businesses around here, and a lot of them just run them into the dirt, run them into the ground. And like that bartender at Vortex Alley, he assaulted me. And then that Back to Size banned me from karaoke because singing Salty Chocolate Balls. And then that other one, I think it's the Alley, ran by that douche Seth. Man, I don't know, he's weirdo, but he's coming up with all these BS things about me. And I don't know, just supported that karaoke when they first started. But again, I think that place, I don't think they're gonna do too well. Their drinks way too heavy. And again, that I think that dude, that Seth Hammock or Seth something, I think he's like a drug addict, so probably, dipping into the profits to fund his drug addiction. But just a lot of bad stuff like that in Punk City. And then there's this one place, this one bar downtown Grand. Asked them about renting it out, for an event, and they said they would charge like $5,000 to rent it out. And I thought that was kind of absurd, because you can rent the Pumpkin Theater out for like $500, and it's a nicer facility, has 700 seats, you sell popcorn, drinks. I mean, you can make that $500 back easily at Pumpkin Theater. But they're wanting to charge $5,000, but then that bar went under. And then I don't know, there's that Riding High. I used to go out there for karaoke, but that place is kind of a dump too, because they started promoting that transgender stuff real heavy. And I don't know, I'm not for that drag queen stuff. I don't know, a lot of people in this area like that, and I don't know, again, I'm not into that stuff. And a lot of weirdos in Punk City, even though it's a small town, about 5,000 people. Got a nice little water hole right here, and I even was asking like that American Cigar Company about doing some karaoke with my own machine on their patio, and those people even kind of acting like douches about it. And I don't know why people around Punk City just can't be cool. Like, it's like that thing about, if you have power in your hand to do for somebody, don't just tell them like, hey, come back. And I mean, if you got the power in your hand to do it. Don't just like be stingy. Don't be like, I don't know, it's just very cliquish, very hateful city. I mean, one of the activities I do for, I guess it's kind of like a hobby, picking up litter around town. I don't know, that's kind of a strange hobby, but I find enjoyment in it. And I think it's like that other scripture where it says there's more happiness in giving than receiving. So if you can find something like volunteering and charity, sometimes that's a good way to find some happiness and joy in this cold, dark, twisted world. And a lot of people, they're like, they seek joy, happiness, and like things that aren't really like real, and they're not real satisfying. Again, nice little koi pond, and a little happy fish is kind of hard to see, and a little happy dappy fish. It's getting so dark though, and think about the magic hour, it only lasts so long. And pretty trees again, and just walking around here with my dogs and me, and in these pots are humongous, ain't they? You can fit a whole lot of stuff in those. But again, I don't know why they don't add more topsoil around here. And some litter right there. Guess we'll pick it up. Sometimes it takes a lot to bend down to pick up litter, but things we do to make things orderly and nice looking. Let's see, seeing cry ending cleaning in May, I guess that's why I call it crying ending cleaning. Minor expressions, a sash down the hatch, and I missed it. I tried. Well, again, thank you for watching this video, this content, and yeah, if you like this stuff and just like how things are going, and maybe enjoy a little bit of this garden and check it out yourself. I don't think photography or videos really do no justice to it. And it's kind of like the Niagara Falls. If you ever been to Niagara Falls, it really don't do justice to any of the videos or photography of Niagara Falls, because Niagara Falls really ain't, I mean, you got to experience it in a way. You got to feel the water on your face. You got to feel the excitement in the air. Is like look over over the rail, and you see like, well, man, if I fall off in this Niagara Falls, man, that'd be bad. And, I mean, you just gotta experience it. And a whole lot of things in life are like that if you actually experience the real thing compared to just like the video. But yeah, definitely come check out this beautiful garden sometime and enjoy the pretty Ponca City, or part of it. A lot of times it's real smelly, and just thank you again for watching, and hope you have a good evening and read your Bible daily, and don't let the hateful people get you down. Just do what you got to do, and again, have a nice day. Don't let the hantavirus get you down either. It's just fake stuff coming out.